So great to see you.
How are you?
It's been a while. It's been 2014. So this is awesome to see you now, what, 5-6 years later. So thank you so much for being open to sharing this, because I know there's other people who would love to hear your journey. So just tell us, what led you to naturopathic medicine, to seek health out from a naturopath, and what conditions you had, what symptoms you were dealing with physically, mentally, what was just going on in your world?
Right. So my grandma actually went to a health food store, and near her, I was living with her at the time and finishing my degree at A&M. And there was a magazine in the health food store that I saw, and there was an advertisement for naturopathic schools. And I had never heard of that, and I knew my health was declining. I was just really run down, finishing my degree and having a new baby at home. And I didn't want to go to a regular doctor. I wanted someone who would look at my situation, look at me, and treat me holistically. And so I started researching naturopathic schools and medicine and the philosophy behind this medicine, and the techniques and tools that they use. And then that led me to finding your office and eventually getting in contact with you. And then it was it was a whole journey from then.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So at that time, what was happening as far as, like I said, physically? What were the symptoms? Were you being a student and a new-time mom, like what were you going through and what were you feeling at the time, just all around, mentally, physically, emotionally?
Yeah, I was just exhausted, just so exhausted. I think crashed would be like just the only word I can find to really describe how I felt. I mean, every day it was just a struggle, energy-wise. And I also was having a lot of digestive issues. I got to the point where I was just nauseated all the time. It kind of felt like my first trimester of pregnancy. I was just nauseated all the time. I couldn't pinpoint a food that was triggering it because it was just, perpetual. So when I found you and we did a dietary assessment and I figured out my food intolerances, I remember that first day of being completely clean of food intolerances. I realized that I wasn't nauseated anymore, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is what like feeling normal feels like. And so from there, I just with your help, continue to clean up my diet, look at other areas in my lifestyle that I could tweak things and support myself better, my energy, my mental health too.
Definitely. I can imagine, just full-time student and then full-time mom,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think back to 2014. So I remember the digestive issues, Menses concerns, trying to regulate and balance that out. Acne, I think even cystic acne, where it was the harder type of acne that's under the skin a lot, right?
Right. I was dealing with that, along with that was in correlation with my cycle, the cystic acne, and then all the wonderful things that come with your cycle. So
Yep.
When you taught me the seed cycling technique, I mean, I have gone back to that off and on as needed over the years. And I've told other women about it, and they're like, wow, they're really intrigued by it. And I was too. I was like, and it really helps. It really works.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't struggle with that, with the cystic acne anymore.
No, your face looks great, and you're back in school and under a hardcore regimen again. So
yeah, no kidding. So I'm glad I have those tools to go back to.
Great. Me too. And I mean, that's something that, I just want to make sure is highlighted, is that, a lot of times people are like, oh, I want something natural. And of course they want something natural, but it's also the fact that there's education behind it. So what you're learning through the process is also going to be applied, not just in a short, quick fix, but also for longevity purposes.
Yeah.
So you were able to remove some of those intolerances, you know, and how was that process for you? Was it something that you implemented right away, and did you have support, and was it a struggle for you to say goodbye to some of those foods, or was it easy because it was like, this is what's causing me to be, you know, messed up right now?
Yeah, no, I'm kind of the campaigner in the family. So when I realized this is something I wanted to do, I got the rest of the family on board. I
Mm.
had them get tested, figure out their intolerances, and then as a household, we just cleared the pantry of anything that was offensive to us, and we just kind of started from scratch. And that's really how I handle things. I just do it in one bold step, and so that really worked for us. But it also, the timing worked well because I had a break from school, and so that was one less stressor. So I had the resources and the time to really make those big changes. So that
Nice.
got us going.
Yeah. Oh, great. Yeah, because it went with you first, and then it was, I saw your son,
Mm-hmm.
grandmother,
Grandma and my dad.
dad, and even your mother. Right?
Yeah.
So, okay. The entire.
The whole family came
Yeah,
to see me.
they're just ready to jump on board and just continue with the healthy lifestyle choice. So that's great. And you can speak for your son. You just let them know, like, when you started to see changes with him, what were the symptoms that you were concerned about, and how did you see it kind of evolve with him and his changes of improvements?
Yeah, when he was a baby, he always, well, I didn't really know what was going on with him, and no one could really tell me. He just was real fussy at night, and they're like, well, he's a baby, what are you gonna do? But he woke me up every 2 hours until he was 2. And I think it was tummy troubles that went undiagnosed for a long time. And then when we realized that he was intolerant to dairy, but wasn't having, I guess, the classic symptoms of lactose intolerance, it was like, for him, it was somewhat behavioral and congestion, and then and I'm sure cramping, though he couldn't always tell us that it was cramping because he was so little.
Right.
So the first night that he was totally dairy free, I mean, he slept through the night, and it was beautiful. and um, and he has learned, over the years now that he's almost 8, he's learned and become pretty in tune with what things work for his body and what things don't, and when there's something where it may have had dairy and we didn't realize it, he's actually able to think back and go, like that might have had dairy in it, like maybe that had butter, maybe that had this in it. And so, he's learned a lot too.
Good. And then at that time, I'm just thinking now, when you first came to me, you were on medications, correct? You were on a thyroid medication?
Yeah, I was on thyroid for a couple of years.
Okay.
Prior to coming, actually more like 4 years, I think, prior to coming to you.
Okay.
And after I really just learned how to support my health, I ended up being able to come off of that thyroid, the Synthroid. I remember what I was on, whatever thyroid was prescribed to me, and I've been off of it, and I've had subsequent blood work, since then. I just recently had blood work, like in November, and it's fine. My thyroid's fine because I've learned how to support my body.
Yeah. And then I think with your digestive troubles, we also did do testing for celiac just to confirm.
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
We did. Yeah, and I actually, the first time I had a doctor suggest that I might be celiac, I think I was 8. So I had been free off pretty much gluten free since I was 8. So I thought that was kind of the answer to everything. But here I was in college and still having all of these health problems. I'm like, but I thought gluten was the answer, and taking that to solve everything. And it just wasn't. So I learned that everyone is unique, and one person's food is another person's poison, and it's just the way it is. So you really have to tailor it to your own needs.
It's so true. And then let me think what else. I think afterwards, how long did it take for you to see the improvements? Because I kind of remember, since this has been a while, that you were feeling better, acne was clearing up, menses were in balance. And I think you even started to like get active again. So you went from fatigue on the floor, barely making it, and then you got active and started getting back into sports and even running 5Ks, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I did. That's right. Yeah, it's funny. I went from like, crawling out of bed, dragging myself to school every day to eventually I joined at our local YMCA. There was a triathlon training group, and I joined the group just, to make some friends and to try something different, because I was so excited with this new burst of energy. I was like, what do I do with this? So I did. So we would meet 3 days a week, and it was great. It was a great time.
Oh, that's amazing.
It opened up my world to something I never would have considered doing, triathlon training. Like,
Right.
what?
And I was so shocked when I heard that, because I didn't remember that in your intake. Like, what do you like to do? Because I asked some things, right? Like, yeah. And then I was like,
Yeah.
this is so great. You had
Yeah.
this list that you came in with symptoms and fatigue and all these things and all the things that are associated with thyroid concerns.
Yeah.
Being a mom, being a full-time student, and then bam, I'm like, you're running. Like, this is so awesome. So then what else was I going to say? So now let's go 6 years out now in 2020. What are you doing since you've gotten educated and you had the inkling of like health? Where are you now? What's going on?
So now, because I'm just a glutton for punishment, I decided to go into nursing school, and and it's a fast track program. So I'll be earning my bachelor's degree in nursing in 16 months. So there's barely time to breathe, and it has been a struggle, but I'm almost done. I'm just a couple months away from graduating, and I think something that has pulled us through this program health-wise, because our diet hasn't always been as pristine and beautiful as it was when we first started, when you run out of time to cook. But we still make bone broth every week. That's kind of our thing. Everyone loves it. Meat stock, we love it. It's just like that one comfort, healthy thing, healing thing in our week that we can always count on. And what else is going on? It's just learning how to cope with the stress of having homework again and all that. Being mindful. It's
Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, you're good. I heard the dog barking, then I was like, what did you say? So that's what's been going on. Yeah, just trying to survive nursing school. But I hope to bring some of what I've learned into my bedside manner, into my practice as a nurse.
Good. Yeah, I know you will. And I mean, you look great. If I wouldn't have known that you were back in a rigorous program again, because your face looks clear and beautiful and it's glowing. And then you do have the energy. I mean, you're hosting kids at your home right now on your day off,
Yeah, yeah. It happens. So yeah, I feel good. And just being more aware of, it's really a blessing. I feel like since trying to become a healthier person all those years ago, I've noticed restaurants and in grocery stores that there's really a shift. I think we're going through like a cultural shift where people are trying to get away from the junk food a little bit more, and I do see more and more healthy options becoming available. But
well, thank you so much again for sharing your story on your one day off.
No worries. No worries. I enjoy talking with you.